What's up everybody, my name is Darth Jeswick and welcome back to my channel. Today we are building this incredible Spellcaster mansion in Glimmerbrook on the Glimmerbrook Watch lot. I started out by placing this octagonal room in the corner of the lot here and then added a witch's hat almost to it. You can adjust the roofs by using the little ball tools that are on it. When you actually place a roof, you can kind of see they're not the arrows, the little ball things. And you can adjust the pitch and slope of the roof. I had a lot of trouble roofing just because it's so big, and I didn't really want to have a giant roof on it, but I ended up just having this big huge roof, and it's not my greatest roof job of the entire out of all my builds. But, it works, especially with the floor plan. I was thinking about using the werewolf mossy roof, but I ended up using this cottagey tiled roof instead with the black trim because I think I wanted it to be mysterious looking and kind of dark and have pops of color on the inside. So that's kind of what I was going for. I also had a lot of trouble with the outside of the build in general. I pretty much put off all the landscaping and how I was going to design the yard until the very end because I genuinely did not want to do any landscaping because there's not a ton of flowers or bushes and with flowers in them in this world. It's mostly just pine trees and evergreens. So I kind of tried to match it, but also gave it that little witchy vibe by adding more plants and even some mushrooms just to give it that witchy vibe. And I also put a greenhouse in the back because I genuinely did not know what to do with the backyard. It's so small that I wanted to almost make a good use of the space, and I just thought that the greenhouse would really fit. We have a green witch, maybe she's a potions purveyor, and when you're doing those types of aspirations, you need a lot of plants and the crystals and things like that to do your potions. We're just moving on to the living room here. I'm just trying to get some statement pieces in here. I wanted to use the Realm of Magic fireplace because it's got these cool crystals in it, and I kind of tried to go off of the jewel tones of the crystals by using these bright red paranormal pack couches as well as this little mushroom stool because we do have mushrooms out front. I got them on a debug from Cottage Living, and I wanted to bring the mushroom inside because I just love it. And also the colors matched pretty well. The red from the mushroom and the red in the couches and the chair are really similar, and you don't really see that often in this game. So you gotta kind of run with it whenever you can. I was thinking about using a tile for the backsplash by the fireplace just because that's pretty realistic to have a tile background for your fireplace just in real life. From my experience with having fireplaces, usually have some kind of stone or tile just so it doesn't burn your house down because of drywall behind a fireplace is just not good. Um, so I wanted to have a little laundry room, so that's why I kind of closed off that space over there just because it was kind of awkward. And because I wanted to have the laundry room, I forgot where I was going to put the stairs at. So it took me probably 20 minutes of rearranging the house, making it bigger just so I could fit a staircase in it, in a place that seemed somewhat normal. And I also lowered the ceiling height just because the medium wall height is just so huge that the windows looked super tiny and they was just not working out for me. So I had to lower it down to the small wall height. I use a ton of the paranormal pack in this as well as Realm of Magic, because it's, the Spellcaster world. Why wouldn't I? And I also wanted to kind of have this feature wall on the back in the living room here that kind of brought the dining room and the kitchen together. So I use these paranormal pack tables, they have a mirror, and I love them. And I feel like I don't use them enough because I feel like they could go really well in like an Art Deco style build, like the high school years stuff would match really well with it probably. And I just really wanted there to be like plants like all over the place. So I used these Blooming Rooms kit curtains and the Paranormal Pack curtains as well with the beads. Just kind of like layered them over it. And I really like these curtains too. Like, aside from the Desert Lux curtains, they're probably my favorite curtains in the game. They go with pretty much any window, especially these wonderful ones that we have from Realm of Magic. We also have these cool, like this cool modular window right here, and you kind of like just flip it around. I had a little bit of an issue with it because I didn't want to do it inside, and then I put the centerpiece there and kind of centered everything off with the window, just as like a little bit of a statement piece. And then I grabbed that little lamp, crystal lamp on the floor, and put it next to the couches, and then decorated the rest of the living room. I put a bunch of plants in there, but we'll see that towards the end because it really took me a while, and the speed build even sped up to 4 times speed was like an hour long. I had to cut out a lot because I feel like I sometimes just do it. I'm like scrolling through the menu like just forever because there's just so many things that I want to put in this build everywhere. But I'm moving on to the kitchen now. I grabbed these Realm of Magic counters. They are incredible. I love the tiles on these, and this Wedding Stories banquet table. I wanted the runner there on the middle of the dining table because it looked really cool. And the wood tone matched like perfectly with the floors that I chose from Cottage Living. I was really struggling with the floor plan of this house because this is kind of when I realized, oh, I don't have a staircase to get up to the second floor. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna literally ignore that until the very last minute, and then we can put in a staircase. I had to redo the entire like laundry room like twice because I was like, where can I put the staircase and make it look good? We don't actually have like matching cabinets for the Realm of Magic counters, so I use these Cottage Living ones. They come in a black swatch, and I also use ones from the Country Kitchen kit. Just to break it up a little bit because they have matching swatches, thank God. And I use these Paranormal Pack kitchen wicker chairs to seat at the dining table. They actually match, like the color, the gray and the black match like the dining table, and I think that's really cool too. Like I said, we don't really get a lot of matching swatches in this game across different packs, so it's nice when you do find those things. It's like finding a diamond in the rough. I also added an incense burner to the living room. That's not something I really do. I don't really use the incense burners that much because the first time I used one, my house caught on fire, and it was like the ceiling light caught on fire. So I just, like, I'm afraid of the incense burners. And then I added the Realm of Magic refrigerator and stove. They're really nice. I like them a lot. With the purple jewel in the center there. I got a little spice rack in the corner and a wine holder. I don't really know the proper word for it. And then a fruitcake on the counter. As well as, like, Realm of Magic comes with a lot of these really huge cabinets for, like, potion bottles and things like that. So I wanted to have a couple of those kind of, like, around. And then I also wanted to have like a little reading nook, maybe like a study nook for, you know, if your sim is studying their potions and doing magic or like reading tomes, they can sit in there and kind of like be away from the rest of the house and just kind of have this quiet little space to read. I also use the spellbinding tile from Realm of Magic. It's a really nice tile backsplash. I just wish it didn't have like the gold accents on it because everything I was going for was silver. You can see there I had the laundry room set up. I pretty much just took out everything of me redoing that room so I could actually access the upstairs, and then I'm just kind of adjusting the windows as I go to make things work. I just made the laundry room pretty small, really basic at first, and then I went in and added like a rocking chair. I don't know if your Sims will actually use it when they're doing their laundry, probably not, but I like to think so. I just kind of adjusted the size of this room here because this bathroom was enormous, and I didn't need that big of a bathroom. And I'm also adding the guest bedroom in now. I wanted to have like a walk-in closet in there also. That's why I put the bookshelf here and the little bump out just to kind of hide it. So it wasn't like wasted space or anything so I just didn't like block it off and call it good. So I got the Realm of Magic bed and the desk. It's got a little like orb of light on it. I think that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, we don't have like a Realm of Magic desk chair, so I just use the basic black one. And then at first I used the Paranormal Pack blue wallpaper, and then I ended up changing it to a different color because I found a different swatch that I liked better that matched with the curtains that I was trying to go for. And I almost thought about changing the upstairs to the vampire wallpaper that I just put in the master bedroom, but I decided to just keep it to the one room. I had this base game little arch with the glass detailing at the top there, just to put in the closet. And originally I was going to put the desk in the closet and have it be like a small office off of the bedroom, and then I switched it around so that the office was kind of with the bedroom, because I think that just makes a little bit more sense, instead of having it shoved like in this dark room in the corner. Again, I'm using these Blooming Room curtains in a different swatch this time because it comes in like 7 or 8 different swatches, and I'm also layering these High School Years sheer curtains over the top of them, and I found this like nice green swatch that I really love, and it matches the wallpaper incredibly well once I actually put it in there. And it's this one, this bright yellow and like I want to say it's like teal, but it's also like kind of green, like more on the green side. I don't know. And this High School Years 4-poster bed. That's the twin bed. Just for storytelling purposes, not necessarily for like a family member. Just to if you have like a guest spellcaster over, they can stay in this room. And then I added a yoga meditation stool, just for fun, just for some gameplay, some activities for your Sims to do. And then I also got the crystal lamp from the Clutter Kit. I think it's the Clutter Kit. And put that on the desk, just because crystals, witches, kind of spellcasters, all kind of goes together. And I already used the other one downstairs, so I wanted to use a different crystal lamp. And we only have like 2 or 3, so not many options. I wish we did have more like lamps like that. I think those salt lamps are really cool. I used to have one. I really wanted to use this bed from Realm of Magic with the purple stained glass. It's kind of the entire inspiration for this build. With the black and white tones, as well as the purple. So, because I have it on the fridge downstairs. Then I put in these side tables from the Paranormal Pack and some candles from Tiny Living, because I wanted candles like everywhere. And I wanted it to feel very kind of like old-timey, like they don't use, electricity very often. I put fireplaces pretty much everywhere in here, just so your Sims stay warm. You don't have to use a thermostat or anything because they have the fireplaces. And I wanted to have like a double fireplace, so I put another chimney on the back side of this room, and added this fireplace. And I was trying to match like the purple on the stained glass with the fireplace, but I think it was just a little too much. It's more on the pink side than it is like purple, so I ended up replacing it with a different fireplace. Now I'm just trying to like decorate the build here. I grabbed a cottage living dresser as well as these like books from Cats and Dogs in the suitcase there on the floor, and the High School Years little flower arrangement in the vase, as well as this little hand sculpture. It's got like writing on it, like the palm reading lines. If you can hear my dog in the background, I am so sorry. I have a husky and he's screaming at me. He's very vocal today. I don't know why. But I grabbed a couple of paintings and just kind of put them everywhere. I was kind of trying to decorate the bedroom as well as the uh, uh, I want to say it's like a parlor area because I do put a little bar out here as well as the cauldron so that your Sims can experiment with the cauldron inside and they don't have to go outside. But I also do have a cauldron out back in the backyard, so if you have more than one sim, you can experiment in both places if you'd like. And it took me a while to get the floor plan to work because this cauldron is so big. Like it takes up 9 tiles all by itself. So I was really struggling with the floor plan, and I do put a like no, another fireplace up here, and they kind of glitch into it when they light it, but it is still functional. They just kind of, it's just an animation. They glitch into it a little bit. It's fine. Now I'm just grabbing a bunch of these like potion bottle cabinets and putting them kind of everywhere. I use, I think, 3 of them officially once I got the layout right. I ended up just putting the cauldron in the middle of the room, kind of like over by the fireplace. I do end up shifting it kind of over, so I could fit the seance table by it, just so for another gameplay element. The medium skill isn't something that I really use very often because I kind of forget about it. And I'm kind of decorating the bathroom now. I really didn't know how to decorate a spellcaster bathroom, so I put a bunch of like plants and some bath salts just to make it feel a little bit more fancy, upscale. You know, witches kind of deal with like herbs and like, self-care sometimes. They do a lavender soak in the bathtub maybe. And then I grabbed a little candle and that was kind of it. I think I put a bunch more clutter. I just cut it out because scrolling through the menu sometimes is a lot. It just takes me a long time to find what I'm looking for when I have to scroll through the full menu of all of the items because I don't really like, I just got all of the packs very recently, so I'm still like learning where everything is in the build and buy menu. Now we have the seance table in here. I'm trying to find a few like last minute decorations, and I didn't know if that wraith wax would like scare them. I don't really play with like spellcasters or like the medium stuff very often, so I'm not sure what scares them and what doesn't, but I think it would put them in like a scared moodlet. I just talked myself in a circle there, didn't I? Now I'm just grabbing some of these like crystals out of debug. I put in the cheats, bb.show hidden objects and bb.show live edit objects, and then I found all of those little crystals to put on the shelves and on the fireplace. Now I'm just working on the backyard here. I was like, we need a telescope. That was the only thing I knew that I wanted for the backyard. And I also put a chess table and some chairs on the porch so your Sims can just kind of sit out there and relax, do whatever. And now I'm working on the greenhouse. So I wanted to use that tree still, so I just moved it over and sized it down a little bit so it was kind of hanging off the lot. And the greenhouse kit has these really awesome windows. So I use these ones with the windows open on the corners just to create like a cross breeze effect. It doesn't really happen like that in The Sims, but as well as the double glass door because this is like a 4 wide greenhouse. And then I grabbed one of the roofs off of the actual roof and then just kind of adjusted it to fit my needs and put the glass roof on top of it. It looks kind of funny because the glass is curved, but it's alright. And then I started decorating. I love decorating greenhouses. It's probably one of my favorite pastimes right now. Use this little plant table from the Bloomin' Rooms kit, and also the little planter there in the corner is also from the Bloomin' Rooms kit. It's got like moss growing on the side of it, and it's a really cool planter, but it's not really something that I can put in like a regular house build because it is quite large. It takes up like a whole tile, and sometimes I just can't fit it in like the style of a room. So I figured I'd put it in the greenhouse. Then I grabbed a couple plants from Island Living, and I want to say that little item right there is from the Industrial Loft Kit. I'm not entirely sure though. As well as the little tiny cow plant. We can also grow cow plants in here. I just wanted to have the little tiny one in it because it's cute. Maybe your spellcaster likes to feed people to their cow plants. You know, I don't judge. I also really like that little plant holder in the corner on the right from the Bloomin' Rooms kit. It's got like a bunch of plants all on it in like little pots, and it's super cool. It's almost like a room divider. And then I went in with the landscaping, and I was like, I'm not gonna do a ton of landscaping, and then I ended up putting like these purple flowers and the low-lying pale flowers like everywhere. I also added the flower arranging table outside the greenhouse in case you have a bunch of extra flowers that you need to use up. If you're not using them for potions, your Sims can, make some money on the side if they want to. And look at all those mushrooms. I think the bigger ones are from Get to Work Debug, and the smaller ones are from Cottage Living. And for some reason, we have like no 3 tile wide gates. So I used the one from Romantic Garden and just kind of put the mailbox there to cover it. So we're into the playtesting portion of the build. We've got Miss Belinda Cloud here. I'm just kind of showing off the outside and all the windows, because this is the Glimmerbrook Watch lot, so I figured it would have a lot of windows. Oh, she must be a little chilly, so she's lighting the fireplace. And I really like these fireplaces because the flame is like blue, and I think that's really unique to the Spellcasters. And this is the finished kitchen and dining room area. You can see she's just kind of making some food there, testing it out, making sure everything is functional. I got the ink stamper from Werewolves and put that on the counter just to make it seem like they had been working on their spells in the kitchen. And now she is using the cauldron upstairs. You can see it's perfectly fine and functional, even stuffed in the corner like that. And the seance table. She's talking to the spirits right now. She's working on her medium skill, talking to the spirits. I think they had a good conversation. She seems pretty happy after we're done with this. She's taking a relaxing lavender soak here in the bathtub in front of these nice big windows. I did put curtains on them. It's fine. It's not like your Sims really care about privacy anyway. And I really like this bathroom. It turned out pretty good. That is almost it for this video. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps out. I hope you all enjoyed this video. You can find all of my builds on the gallery at Darth_Jeswick, just like it is here on YouTube. I hope you all have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everybody!